This will be one of his most recognizable designs. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and I'm going to be talking to you about a genre of kit that I really love, and that's Maschinen Krieger. Now this is quite a different box because this is a 40th anniversary edition of the Falke. So Falke, whatever that's meant to be pronounced. It's one of those difficult ones because they all have a German derivative to the name. So in Japanese it sounds different, in German it will sound different, and when I speak it sounds different again, but you can call it whatever you like. Here we go, really nice box art. So this is box art made up of original images of the Falke as it was shown in the Hobby Japan magazines, and that's where SF3D and Ma.K originated from. So that's why it's the, where am I going? Over here, 40th anniversary. So let's look at it from the top. Actually, this is bigger than I thought. Let's zoom it out a bit. How good is this box art? And that's one of the features of Maschinen Krieger. The box arts are always going to be different with each incarnation. Even though there's been lots and lots of different versions of the Falke produced, overall kit inside is basically the same. It's the box art that's different and some of the additional features inside that'll be different. So enough of that front end there. Let's open it up and see. So different versions are molded in different colors. This particular one is in quite a bright olive green. You can see here, which is the main fuselage of the Falke. This is actually a huge kit. It's one of my favorites. Haven't actually built one of these, but I think I'm going to have to get one of this one. Let's have a closer look inside and we'll see what the differences are and why this is such a nice kit. Let's look at the obvious fuselage parts first. Now, for those who are not familiar with this particular genre, the designs of all these were kit bashed. Now, if you don't know what kit bashing is, it's basically getting a plastic model kit, using the parts, altering it, and making new shapes. And I mean, that's how they made all the original Star Wars spaceship models. They're all kit bashed to a design. And this particular one, well, I guess in Maschinen Krieger, the parts that are kit bashed are more recognizable. Now, these side pontoons are actually the tail fuselages from a large P-38 Lightning model. I think it was a Revell one that was used. Center section here is actually part of a car kit, and you may notice later that when you see all the framework here, it looks like the engine bay of a car was used. And then you've got your famous ping pong balls. So there you go there. So as you can see, you've got your top section of the fuselage, bottom section of the fuselage, and it'll build up to be quite a large model. So as you can see here, it's got a really organic shape. On the bottom you can see the superchargers that were taken from the P-38 kit. And then there's other engine details here which appear to have come from, say, a 6-scale motorcycle engine. But if we're looking at the overall aesthetics, Kao Yokoyama, who's the creator of this genre, has done an extremely good job, and this will be one of his most recognizable designs. Okay, so that's a fuselage part. Pop it over here. All right, so with Hasegawa, generally most of the bits are in a big massive bag. So here we go. Here's the big massive bag. Let's move that over there, and let's put the rest of it over here, and we'll look at bits at a time. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a laser gun. So with the Falke, there were different versions with different guns. Now the most common one is the one with the Gatling gun, and the Otsu, which was another version, had the laser gun. Although from looking at this, I'm not that familiar, but it might look a little bit different to the Otsu one. Maybe someone could tell me later. Although there's the laser, what do you call that, the end of the barrel. So maybe it is. Over here we've got a panel that goes on the side of one of the pontoons. And then we've got a little, what do we call that, a sensor pod. Okay. Let's go here, we've got our figure set. Okay, so the figure sets are really nice. This particular one has a female, either a pilot or probably a pilot because she's wearing the very tight head harness. And then you have a male pilot here, he's got the same head harness. So the seating pilot has optional heads. You either have, let's zoom in there and we'll have a closer look. Oops, let's get the focus right. So heads are the parts that I really like to focus on when we're looking at figures. So you can see how the sculpting is really nice. Now this particular scale is 1/20th, and the figures were based upon the 1/20 scale Tamiya F1 mechanics sets. So that's where the basic size of these figures came from. So here we have the leg components for the standing female figure, and there you see, there's her face there. So body's in two sections, she's wearing shorts. Here's a front section here. Got her arms. Got the back of her head right there, and then you've got the other legs. And then when you've got, here's a seated pilot, front of the torso, back of the torso. There's a head again. This is the helmeted head, which is the option. And then we've got the legs in the G-suit and the back of the legs. So there's the butt. And then there's the eyepiece for the helmet. Really nicely done for injection molded figurines. Okay, so they're really good. Okay, from there we've got more little bits and pieces. Okay, so we've got a lot of the mechanically looking bits. We've got the cockpit. This particular here is the jet exhaust, and this is actually part of your Yakult bottle. That's where the shape came from, if you look at that. Once you put it all together with the rest of it, you will notice how it actually does look like a Yakult. Over here we've got the headrest in the cockpit, and you can see where the Tamiya 35th scale ammunition, German ammunition box has been used there. Got a bit of tank track here, bits of engine, but this is mainly interior from what I can tell, and some of the external framework, so that bit's here. Let's get in a bit tighter. So there's your instrument panel. There's the headrest with the flak ammo boxes or magazines. Bit of tank track, bit of engine. So you're starting to see little bits and pieces of the kit bashing here. And this part here is the end of the Yakult bottle. Got some of the car components here, which are for the front end, like that. And some of the framework there as well. Okay. All right, what do we got next? We'll have a smaller sprue. Okay, so we've got the pontoon, I guess, sort of like the intakes for the engines. And some other chunky bits that go all over the place. And you'll see the little fan units there. So they go on the front of each pontoon, and that's on the bottom. So that's the end part of the intakes for the P-38 lining. Okay. Now what have we got left? We've got the Gatling gun. So here's a Gatling gun in multiple pieces. We've got all the barrels. There's 4 barrels. You've got the inserts here, the supports. This is the main gun itself, and you've got some mounts there as well. Here's a little bit of a cover. This isn't actually, it is used on this particular kit. So this supports just around here where this gun goes. And if you're really clever, you'll be able to design it so they can, perhaps with magnets, flip between the two different gun options they're giving you here. So there you go. So there's the 4 barrels for the Gatling gun. There's the sleeves for the barrels, 4 barrels there. There's a bonnet sort of cover just in front of the cockpit, and some supports. Okay, now from there we've got our last sprue, which is a pretty chunky bit of sprue. So we've got the anti-gravity devices, again the ping pong balls. These go on the bottoms of the front pontoons. You've got the hatch cover for the pilot. You've got the cockpit area here where the seat fits into, seat itself. These are the areas which are on the front of the pontoons. Another cover for the side of the pontoon for, I don't know, access hatch, I guess. You've got the elevons, elevators, whatever you want to call them. These are the 2 fins which are at the back. You've got these parts here for the pontoons, and this is the actual engine part. So this is the bottom bit of the Yakult bottle. So if I bring that over here, can you sort of see? There's your Yakult bottle right there. Oh, I can't quite get it right, but yeah, hopefully you get the idea. And then you've got all these. The holes are in the fins already. So really nicely done. And you can still see the familiar shapes from the P38 there. Okay, well there's all the plastic bits. What else is there? Well, we've got, these are special, so every incarnation or new version of kits, you'll generally get new artwork for the decals as well. So here's a 40th anniversary decal set, and very easily recognizable with the 40th anniversary logo. Okay, so there's different shapes. You got the Bombercat one there, which has been around before, but some of these numbers and things, and some of these internal flying banana, they're quite different. And then you've got all these other little decals there for your instrument panel and such. So that's quite special. And then we have the card. So that's a Falke card. And that gives you some options of the different aircraft and a little bit of history behind each one. And that's been already punched with some holes so you can put it into your binder. So there is a particular binder you can get, and where you collect all these cards, you can put them all together. That helps you with some different paint schemes as well. Okay, from there we've got the manual. So here's a manual. Pretty standard Hasegawa manual. We've got the paint charts here indicating the GSI Mr. Hobby colors. And then we've got a legend of all the parts, so easy to find where everything goes. And then as we fold it out, we start the construction. Okay, so this is the cockpit, got all the walls and the seat going in. You've got the pilot will drop in here, so you need to go to step 12 to see the assembly of the pilot, but that's just to let you know he can drop in there as an option. Start building up the lower fuselage. So we've got the ping pong balls, internal structures here, and then here's the engine. We've got more internal parts on the insides of the cockpit area, and then you mate together the two fuselage halves with the cockpit in place. So it's not much different to building an aircraft kit. On here we've got the engine that gets put into place, and then as we fold it over, we have those various panels. So they're the two panels I showed before. There was one with a big hump and one that was flat, so you have that as an option. Fronts of the pontoons getting glued in. Rear end detail. We've got the base detail here for the anti-gravity device. More struts for the engine. We'll get into here, which is the weaponry. So you've got the option of the Gatling gun. So that's the, they call it the Balkan Ordnance MK54. That sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? And then we've got the Exima laser gun. Okay, so the Exima gun should be the same one that's on the, what was it again? Oh, I've forgotten. There was a particular version with this particular on it. Okay, so there's the options of fitting either the Gatling gun or the laser cannon. And then we fit in the cockpit hatch. You've got the elevons, you've got a little panel on the front. And then this is the figure construction guide. Over here you've got either it's a technician or a female pilot, and then here you've got the seated pilot. And boom, they go and give you a little bit of an idea of adding some more detail. You can put a little antenna there if you like. And another special item in here is the 40th anniversary little patch that's included here. Now you can see this one, this particular one is silver. I understand there's meant to be gold ones as well, but this is just a random thing, so you really don't know which one you're going to be getting. So 40th anniversary, SF3D to Ma.K, 1982, 2022, and signature of Kao Yokoyama. So that's a bit special too. So that is my open box review of the brand new Falke 40th anniversary set. So 2022 is the 40th anniversary of SF3D, or Maschinen Krieger, and this is the special Falke kit in celebration of that. So new box art, new decals, includes the laser cannon, which is a bonus, and altogether a really nice kit. So I really love this genre. So thank you for watching. If you liked this particular review, please give me a like below, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. So thank you very much.